Well, good evening from Hamilton City, California, as we have the kickoff here. Sorry we didn't have much of a pregame. We were having some technical difficulties, but
getting kind of a late start here. Matt Mellinger here alongside Frank D'Arienzo for championship football here on a Friday night before Thanksgiving.
It's nice weather out tonight.
Absolutely. It's supposed to have rained, but luckily. Handoff taken up the middle. Finds a nice hole there. Brought down at about the 45-yard line. And that was
we have a little mix-up with our rosters, but we'll get it ready here.
We're getting situated here.
Okay. And so that was a good little tackle by Chris Walter, not to let him get any more yards.
Hall's going to hand off again up the middle. And this is what they like to do. They like to do the ground and pound style running game. They do not like to pass too often. Let me pull my notes up here. Since we kind of missed our pregame.
Yeah, we apologize. And so Hamilton City's ready to go here. And we have a man in motion, and he hands it off to his fullback, and he keeps moving his legs up to past the original line of scrimmage, and so it's going to be a 3rd and long here.
Andrew Schipholholt is the man that they can rely on the ground. He runs the ball an incredible 143 times this year for 131 yards, averaging about 7 yards a carry. He's caught 26 passes for almost 500 yards.
And so it's going to be a handoff up the middle again, and he's only going to get a couple here. And I apologize on the last play. They got 1st and 10, so now it's going to be 2nd and 7.
So they do not like to pass the ball too much. They will be running the ball a lot tonight, and that's definitely going to keep the defensive line and secondary busy. Especially if Trevor and Jacob Candelaria can't keep this offensive running game at bay.
And so it's going to be an end around to the receiver this time, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. So he's going to lose just about 4 yards on the play, and it's going to be a 3rd and forever. And Jeffrey Bateman on the tackle.
Not much going on that play. The defensive line and linebackers read that play from the beginning. And that's usually a play that they see a lot of success with.
And so I mentioned before Jeffrey Bateman on that tackle. He does a lot on both sides of the ball, as he has all season.
Look for number 52, Jacob Candelaria, team tackle leader for the Honkers. 58 tackles this year, 10 of them assisted. 51, excuse me.
And so it's going to be a pass out to about the 20-yard line, but it's going to be overthrown. It's overthrow everybody.
That was a good look there. He had a man down and just overthrew him just a little bit. So that'll bring up a 4th down now. And
it looks like they were trying the zone defense there, and he found a little hole, but it was an inaccurate pass, and it just went over everybody. He's going to have to look to clean that up a little bit. As we're going to have a punt here.
Number 21 back to receive alongside.
And it's going to be Noah Enns and Chris Walter, the 3-headed lion, so to speak, of their running offense. And so he's going to let it fall behind him, and they're going to get.
And that was a smart move on his part to let that one bounce. You don't want to take any risks like that, especially pushed into your own zone. So.
But the risk there is going to be now they are inside the 10-yard line, and so. If you have starting field position inside the 10-yard line, it's very difficult to finish a drive like that.
We'll get a look at the Honkers offense now. They're 8-4 overall this season. They went 4-1 in the Sacramento Valley League. They have losses to Winters, Orland, Corning, and Pierce.
And we have Chino Esparza behind center. And he's going to hand it off to Noah Enns,
Again,
one of their 3 running backs that split time.
This is another team that likes to run the ball a lot. Quick, traps, bellies up the middle. They really like to shake things up in the running game. Kind of reminds me of the wing T ran by Paradise. Very similar. Designed to get 3-4 yards every play. Keep the clock ticking and the chains moving.
And so it's going to be 2nd and 8. And so it's going to be another handoff to Enns. And he's going to ends up just about the 10-yard line. And so it's going to be a 3rd and 5 here. I've been using that one all season.
Dobus, he likes to say makes reservations for 6, which is pretty fun when somebody gets into
like
the end zone. So this is about a 3rd and 6, manageable. I mean, we'll see if they go to the air here, which they sometimes do.
And so Chino under center, crouched very low here, and he's going to go back to pass here as he rolls out to the right, and he's going to pass it downfield, and it's going to be heavily defended, but he did thread the needle. Excellent play there, and that's going to be William Polivart.
And I like that play. You saw that in the tape that we watched of this team earlier. He likes to roll out and hit guys coming over the middle. That's a good option for them, and it works.
And so he had triple coverage on that play, but he threaded it right through there. And so an excellent play, excellent heads-up play.
Lucky that worked because that was a dangerous throw. But, I mean, he does like to do that.
Probably 9 out of 10 times that's an interception, or at least a batted down ball. So as far as under center again, and he's going to hand it off to Noah Enns, or Kyle Wyckoff, excuse me. And so we'll see split time between Bateman, Wyckoff, and Enns tonight, as they both have just about 600 yards.
This Honkers offense averages 78 passing yards per game, so not very much, but when they do, it's for those like 3rd and long opportunities where they try to get the first down.
And we're going to see Esparza trying to get on the same page with his running backs here. 2-headed attack here, and he's going to hand off to Noah Enns, but he's going to go nowhere there, and he's actually going to take a loss on the play, so it's going to be just about 3rd and 5.
Willows had the best game of the season last week when they snuck by Pierce 3-0 in overtime in rainy conditions on the road. It wasn't their prettiest game ever, but you know what? They snuck out with the field goal in extra time, and that's all it takes.
And both of these teams have beaten Pierce this season, and I'll have the scores if I can get them.
The other game is Chester and I forget. We'll check on that for you, folks.
That's what's going to be a run out to the left-hand side, and that's going to be enough to pick up the first down. And so it's going to be right around the 30-yard line, just about the 32.
Okay, so our producer just said it's Chester and Portola is the other game tonight. So since losing by 28 points to Corning on September 21st, the Honkers have won 7 out of 8. And they almost won the Sacramento Valley League.
And so as we're ready for Esparza to get on the same page as his team here, he's not your typical quarterback. He's pretty short for a quarterback. As you can see, he's crouched down.
But he's able to deliver the ball when needed to, and he's quick, and he's able to shade away from defenders.
And so that's going to be Jeffrey Bateman on the carry there, and he's going to pick up just a couple of yards there, just about 3, so it's going to be a 2nd and 7 right around the 35-yard line. I'm sorry, yeah, they lost, yes. Thank you, Ron. You're the best.
Also look for Kyle Wyckoff. He's another one of those guys who's gritty, kind of like Noah Enns. He's relieved him a little bit, and they both share the workload.
And so it's going to be a handoff to Chris Walter, and the defenseman got a little bit of his shirt there and slowed him down. And he's lucky that happened because that had a big play written all over it. But he's only going to get just about a couple of yards here, and so it's going to be a third and manageable. Just about 3rd and 4.
And that was a great job. That goes to show how that defense does not give up on the play. He had him by the jersey there. So another 3rd and long. See what the Honkers can do.
And so with the 2 receiver, 2 running back set, he's going to roll out to the left, and he passes it out to Bateman, and he's going to have enough for the first down, and he's down just about midfield.
And they like to run that play. They like to have the quarterback roll out to the side and hit that quick slant route over the middle, and it's good for first down almost every time.
And I've seen Willows a couple of times this year, and that's one of the ones they like to run right there is just a little dump out to the running back and try to create a mismatch in the defense.
Hamilton's going to have to figure out how to shut that down.
And so Bateman's going to be back for Willows, and he finds a little hole there. He's going to pick up another couple of downs. So they are marching down the field. They started just about the 6-yard line, and now they're up past midfield here. And so they're chewing up a lot of clock here in this first quarter. And so we're going to see a 2nd and 6 with just under 4 minutes left here in this quarter. And so we're going to see 2 running backs in the backfield, little split back action, and he's going to hand it off to number 32, and he finds a nice little hole there. And so they're going to bring up, and so that's going to be Wyckoff, and he's going to get very close to the first down marker. And it looks like they're going to spot him just about half a yard short.
That was great anticipation by the linebacker. You saw him bust through that hole and almost take down their quarterback, Esparza. But he was able to get the handoff in time. They're going to be bringing the pressure all night long.
And so Hamilton City Braves are going to have to figure out something on defense because they're chewing up yards left and right here. And so a little line plunge to the left-hand side. And it will be enough for the first down.
And on a 3rd and 1, that's your best bet right there.
And they mark it just about the 40-yard line, exactly on the 40-yard line. And so the Braves defense is going to have to figure out something because they've been on the field a long time now.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you were enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and activities on the web.
And so Esparza now, he's going to hand off a little misdirection to Bateman. And he's going to pick up just a couple of yards there, so good job on the defensive line to read that. What? And so it looks like it's going to be a pass, and he's rolling out to the right-hand side, and he throws it down the field, and it's nearly caught by Chris Walter.
Esparza did a great job of not giving in to that pressure given to him there by the defensive line. Almost able to complete that pass over the middle.
Man, I think he got a little referee interference there
Absolutely.
on that one, and so he almost took the referee's head along with him right out of bounds.
He was hit right as he threw it, and he did a good job of still being able to get the distance on the ball.
Are we talking about the referee or the receiver?
Both of them. Who was the victim?
He had a pretty good read and pass deflection on that one. So, and we'll see Esparza under center again with that split backfield like they like to run. And so he's going to fake the pass, but Hamilton's going to have it snuffed out here, and so it's going to give him their first 4th down of this drive.
Taken down for a big loss. That's going to bring him back to about a 4th and 10. Great job by the defensive line there to take advantage of the slipping running back.
And so good read and good backfield intelligence.
Willows hasn't had to pass much this year, but when they have, Esparza has been on target with a 51% completion rate, 658 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
And so we might be seeing Willows going for it here. And they will be going for it, and it was going to be a quarterback keeper, but he just go ahead and kicks it as far as he can, which wasn't really that far. And so
sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Oh,
I've never done color before, so I'm kind of like anxious.
Yeah, why don't you just tell everybody?
I don't like that decision at all. Because he was given the pressure and he had to run to the side and then kicks a 10-yard punt. I don't like that. So either punt it or don't.
Yeah, either
if they actually went for it, then they might have had a legit chance of getting the first down.
Yeah, you should have listened to Yoda. Do or do not. Don't try. I wasn't going to do the voice. And so it's going to be a handoff in the backfield.
There's no number 6 on our roster.
Hey, do you guys have another roster? Ours is way out of date. For you guys.
Yeah, our roster is inaccurate.
And so he's waited. It's Hamilton, and he's going to keep the ball here, and he's going to throw it just before he's hit, and he hits him. Number 9, and he has no one to beat. And he's going to run in for a touchdown.
That was a beautiful play there. Designed a quick tight end right over the middle.
And so Leland Pryor with a huge reception on that play. And so good read by the quarterback to notice that he had no safety help over the top. So excellent play there with just under 20 seconds left in this quarter. Hamilton Braves come up in a big way.
He was wide open right over the middle. Well designed. They bid on the play action. And so
as
the
kick
says they made reservations for 6.
Yeah, Dobis is the king of those one-liners. Yeah.
He is. He's fun.
Yep.
So 19.8 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think his favorite line is a little bit too much mustard on the hot dog.
Oh, yeah.
But with that throw, that was just the right amount of mustard on the hot dog. So.
Great, well-designed play. Willows defense is going to need to.
Quarterback? Huh? And so we had a little mix-up with our rosters here, but that was Brad Hall making that completion there. And so he's 1 for 1 for just about 70 yards. And so that's a good stat to have. And
so Chris Walter and Noah Enns back to receive here with just less than 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And there's a short kick.
And so just a short little click, and it is going to be touched by Willows. And so they're going to spot it down. They do fall on it just about the 40-yard line, right about the 39, I'd say.
That was a good play. Willows almost did not even see that coming. That's something you definitely don't want to have a turnover that early. Freaking out, man.
As our producer reminds us that we are doing great. That's right. I believe that's his actual job, is to keep the talent happy. So I've always told him.
Shaken up because of the late start.
And so we have a man in motion here, and he's going to try a little toss, but it's going to be a halfback pass from Bateman out to the right down the middle of the field, and it was almost completed.
Where is our roster?
Here it is. That was Chris Walter, who almost came up with that, but it was beautifully defended there by
Jamie Fuentes. Got his hand in there to break that play up almost instantly.
And as we wait for Esparza to call in the coach's play. Of course, I didn't see him look to the sideline, so he might be calling his own play here. And so they're going to go with a offset I formation with 2 receivers out. And he's going to hand it off, a little misdirection to Bateman. And Bateman has carried this team through this first half. And that's going to be a first down, so it will stop the clock here temporarily with just about 3.8 seconds left in this quarter. And so a good little pickup there is going to net up a first down.
Again, another great job by Jamie Fuentes of reading the play and getting the big stop. I mean, if he did not bring his guy down just now, he was gone. Made his way to the sideline. Nice first quarter. Good tempo so far.
Yeah, and so the first quarter is going to be over with the Hamilton Braves over the Willows Honkers 7-0. And why don't you just sum up a little bit about what we saw in the first quarter?
I like that pass over the middle. Wide open. They bid on the play action pass.
Oh, so you like the only touchdown play? I'm just
I
kidding.
do. Both teams really like to run the ball. I think once they get settled in, the defenses will relax too. I think everybody is just a little jittery right now because it is a championship game. So,
and especially for Willows, that's kind of a big blow to their ego there, since that was a close to 70-yard reception there. That's going to change momentum since they're visitors here in Hamilton City. And for what we've seen with Hamilton's record, it's not easy to win here.
Yeah.
So we'll see Chino Esparza and company here with a offset I formation here. And he's going to pass it.
Quick strike.
Out to Eduardo Briones, who is their receiving leader on this team, and he's going to have enough for the first down. And so it's a good little 11-yard pickup.
Quick pass right over the middle. They had no idea it was coming. They got to be aware of that. Hamilton has the opportunity at home in front of their own fans to win this championship, and they're going to go all out.
And the quarterback was kind of set back off the receiver, so it made that play viable. And I'm sure Chino Esparza saw that and knew where to go. But, of course, I'm sure that was his only target.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be a pass again, and he's going to throw it down the field, and it's going to be over everybody's head. Eduardo Briones, yet again, was the intended receiver on that play. And so a little bit too much mustard on the hot dog.
See, that's another instance where a cornerback bid on the pump fake. We see that a lot tonight so far.
So it wasn't necessarily the play was broken. It was just a strong throw, showing off his arm speed a little bit there, but it was just a little bit too much.
Nice job by Esparza to make the cornerback bite. Had a man open downfield again.
And so as Esparza gets down in, they're going to go with a power I formation now. And a little miscommunication there. I think he meant to hand it off to his fullback, but there was nobody there, and he just kind of spins around. But he does pick up half a yard or so.
Nice job by that defensive line to stand strong. Not giving much on the ground tonight.
And so just about 11 minutes left in this quarter. It's going to be a 3rd and 10, actually a 3rd and 9.5, I'd say. As we're ready here, as they come out of the huddle. And they may be looking to throw it yet again. But
a 3rd and 10 situation, it should be interesting to see.
It's interesting to see what the call will be. And it will be a run. And he is feeling the pressure here. And he is going to be brought down in the backfield.
Nice job by number 55.
And so,
okay, where is it? Nice job there to bring him back for a nice loss.
And that was number 55, Diego Martinez, their big senior. And an excellent read. That's going to be a 4th and 15, but it looks like they're going to punt here. And that's certainly a better punt than the last one. It's going to take a Willows roll past the 10-yard line. It's going to drop just about the 5-yard line. And so good job punting there is going to
Nice job by this Hamilton defense. They're stopping everything on the ground. They just got to be a little more careful on those play actions. I'm excited to get another look at them now. Get a look at their offense.
And so, as we've seen, Hamilton City has big play caliber. What's the word I'm looking for, Matt?
I'm still trying to just get settled down here.
Big play ability, and here's another big play as he's going to run for just about 14 yards, and so an excellent run there.
That's their go-to play right there, right up the middle. Great job. The Willows defense has remained strong for the Honkers, holding opponents to only 15.5 points per game.
And so that was going to be Timmy Beckendam on the run there. And so a split running back formation, and he's going to go to number 33, Andrew Schippelhout. And so a good pickup there of just about 5 yards, and they are marching down the field. They obviously have the momentum here as Willows struggles.
Jacob and Trevor Candelaria are finally receiving the help they need through the season, and Perry and Jeffrey Bateman into help on defense. So I would describe them as a strong defense. I mean, you look what they did last week, not allowing a point scored on them the entire game, taking it into overtime, and getting the win to come here tonight.
And so with that play, a little bit of misdirection, miscommunication. It was missed something because somebody didn't take a route there, and so it kind of just blows up, and they're going to be all the way back with a 3rd and 11. Back to the 15-yard line, so all those yards they gained on the big run there is negated now as they're back to the original line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. And so 8:20 left in this quarter as Hamilton City has been stifled here. And so they have no receiver out. And so it was going to be a little miscommunication. The ball is out, and we'll have to see who gets the ball here. It looks like Hamilton City may have landed on it.
Nice forced fumble there by the Willows defense.
And so Hamilton City will land on it, and that's going to give them a 4th and 12. Maybe the 4th and 15, I'd say, so 4th and forever. And so they're looking to punt here. And that's going to give Willows pretty good field position as the punter is going to have to kick it just around the 1-yard line. And so Willows driving here.
Mm-hmm. You know, they are the defending Division III champions in 2011.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here. Kind of like my job.
I know. I honest to God, I feel like a fish out of water trying to do this color thing.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I give Nick and Adam a lot of credit. This is tougher than it looks.
Hey, well, we'll switch off at halftime, and I'll show you how it's done.
Oh, yeah, thank you, please. I could learn a thing or two.
Yeah, a little whippersnapper, yeah. And so they're going to have the 2-block set like they had before, and Noah Enns opened it up big time. It's going to be the same play right out the middle, and he is close.
We'll see where they spot it. It should be close.
And I'm not seeing a signal, so they're going to be right down about the 1-yard line.
Should be a 2nd and about a half a yard. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line.
And so Noah Enns showing that he showed up to play tonight. And he's one of the cogs in the championship wheel that has gotten them here to this point. As we see the same exact play yet again, and he's in for the touchdown. So Noah Enns.
In for a touchdown.
Noah Enns showing what he's made of here.
So although they weren't able to score a touchdown last week, they can do it here tonight. We will have ourselves a tied ball game pending this extra point.
So with about 5:07 left here in this half, Willows comes back charging. and drives down the field, only just about 40 yards from the punt that was out of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll see a kick here from Daniel Macias. And Macias is automatic for the point after. And so we're tied here, 7-7. And so Willows showing they can get it done on offense.
You know, Willows coach Jim Ward needs to take into account that their secondary isn't too hot at covering the pass. So I think that's definitely something they can keep improving on. Their running game is working fine right now. We'll see how Hamilton can bounce back here with 5:07 to play.
And Hamilton's team scoring averages, they score most of their points in the first half, 10.4 and 11.6, first quarter and second quarter respectively. But Willows scores most of their points in the second half. And so
it's interesting.
So that's a very interesting matchup there, as we'll see what happens in the second half. And we'd also like you to stay tuned for our halftime show coverage, which is coming up very soon.
At the conclusion of this half. 5:07 to play here in the second.
And so we're going to see.
That's a nice return there. He got about 25 yards on the play.
And so that was Theron Fumasi, one of the better names we have out there, Fumasi.
And that's only his fifth punt return this entire season. Interesting fact.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's what it said on
that. That is interesting.
According to Max Preps, don't quote me, quote Max Preps, but.
And we did see a Max Press photographer here in the stands, so no pressure for these players.
I wonder if he knows their Hamilton roster is outdated. I'd like to have a word with him.
And so he's going to roll out to the right-hand side, and he's not going to make it, and that was Brad Hall. And he had two receivers in the area, but he overthrows them, and it kind of goes into no man's land down here about the 45-yard line.
Pass intended there for Schippelhout, who has 148 carries on the year with 131 yards. 1,031 yards.
Hey, there you go. And so we're going with a split backfield with a man in motion here, and he's going to hand it off to the halfback, and he's going to fight his way up to close to the 35-yard line. And so that's going to be a pickup of just about 4 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 6. And so not necessarily manageable, but it's better than 3rd and 10. As we see Brad Hall getting his cues from the coach, and he tells the rest of the team here.
Another 3rd and 8 opportunity.
And so no man in motion this time, but he does dump it out, and he is immediately met with force by Rodolfo Flores.
Great job there reading that play and getting back behind the line of scrimmage to make a big play.
And so Leland Pryor was the receiver, but that brought it down to about 4th and 5, so not a very good decision there. As the play kind of fell apart, defense is all over that one. And so we're going to see a punt here.
Chris Walters back to receive.
And so we're going to see a punt here, and whoa, nearly blocked, but that's probably the best punt of the game as it takes a Hamilton roll. And it's going to be inside the 20-yard line, and so they give him the field position that they want to give him here. And so Hamilton City getting it done on special teams to bail out their stifled offense here in the second quarter. And so the fans are lively here as we have a full house. And we're right over the top of them.
I forget what they were telling us here in the booth. It's Civil War, they call it?
Oh, they call it the Civil War at Glenn County here.
On Turkey Eve.
So on Thanksgiving Eve, we had a whole pregame set, but
I know, I'm kind of bummed. I think that kind of ruined my mojo here.
And so just like Mellinger's mojo, that running back's going to be stuffed right at the line. And so he's not going to get any momentum here. It's going to be second 9.5 yards.
That's that big defensive line of Hamilton that we've been talking about all night long. Willows is going to have to figure out a way to beat that defensive line. The passing seems to be working. So it'll be interesting to see at halftime if Jim Ward switches the play calling up a little bit.
And so Chino Esparza down behind center. And he's going to be a quick pitch to Jeffrey Bateman, but he is met with force, but not before he picks up just about 5 yards on the play. So it's going to be a 3rd and 4 here with 2:35 left in this half.
And Fabian Frutos, who was in on that initial tackle, seemed a bit shaken up. He's the team sack leader with 10 sacks.
Well, that's not going to matter much here because they barely drop back to pass. I guess on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, he's one of those smaller players that, size doesn't really matter for him because of his agility and quickness.
And so it's going to be a handoff to Noah Enns on the right-hand side, and if he can get a blocker, he could have ran all the way, but he is down, and that's enough to pick up the first down. So excellent job there on the play call from the coach. And so just about the 34-yard line here with just under 2 minutes to play. It's going to be a 1st and 10.
And they're having most of their success tonight to the outside.
And so Enns is going to come out of the game. As we see Bateman now in the backfield in an offset right eye formation. And this is the one they like to run with. But he is going to be passing here as he pump fakes, and he throws it down the field for Briones, and it hit right off his hands.
That was nearly picked off, too, by Shea Mole. Shea Mole had a good look at that, but he was unable to get a hand on it, allowing the Willows receiver to nearly catch that one.
And so that's
Briones had a great chance at pulling that in.
And so it hits right off his hands just around the 40-yard line. If he would have caught that, he would have been gone. But it's going to be a 2nd and 10 now from the 34.
He would have been gone.
Trying to work in some good. I'm just going to try to work in some of my language here. I know you got catchphrases and all that stuff, so I don't.
I am quite possibly the worst color commentator of all time.
And so it's going to be a dump out to Jeffrey Bateman on the left-hand side, and he's going to pick up just about 3 yards on the play. So it's going to be a 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 5 here, and the clock will be running. And so we're close to a minute left in this half.
Certainly
we'll have to see if Willows is going to hurry. We'll have to see if Willows hurries up here. But it looks like they're taking their time, and they're willing to go tied into this. And I think you are the worst color commentator. I'm just kidding. Let's not split hairs here.
For you folks at home that have never seen Frank, he looks very similar to Aaron Rodgers. And he told me not to say that on the air.
That is you're pulling out all the stops now. Huh? And so it's going to be a pass, and he avoids the pressure there, and a good little dump out to Chris Walter. And so he gets out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock at 35.4 seconds. And so
the quick out passes keep moving the chains, and that's what they need to stick with here in the next half.
And so we're going to see the chains move here, but I don't see them moving yet.
When you're not having success on the ground, go to the air. I think there was now they're indicating.
Well, we're waiting for Kimball Shirey, our head referee, to get there, and we'll get you their names in the halftime of our officials.
You said you know some of these officials.
I umpire with them, but that's irrelevant to what we're doing here today. Just because they're terrible umpires doesn't mean they're terrible judges. No, I'm just kidding. And so he's going to roll out to the right-hand side, and he avoids the pressure. And so he's going to take it back to the left-hand side, and he looks like he may pass down the field, and it is underthrown to Chris Walter.
That was a great look. He had his man way open downfield, almost completely out of the reach of the safety.
And so if he would have planted his feet there, he might have had a better pass, better accuracy is what I'm thinking. Yeah, is what I'm thinking from my producer. So he's helping us out a little bit, you know. And so 22.4 left here, and there's a timeout. And with that timeout, we'd like you to yet again stay for our halftime show a little bit, where we'll switch roles. I'm actually thinking this is the most I've laughed on air, actually. This other guy's boring. So we're all tied up here at 7-7. And so we'll have to see if Willows turns it up in the third and fourth quarter. And by far, the third quarter is they average 7.6 points in the third quarter, so we'll have to see.
You know, they're having a lot of success in the air.
Yeah, thank you, Ron.
They're having a lot of success in the air. They're able to move the chains and get some yards.
Well, just Chino Esparza, I think he just needs to calm down and plant his feet and get those passes to his players, because his players are getting open, but he's just not been there. The ball has just not been there. And so he's going to back up to pass here, and it looks like it's going to be an all-go here, and he's going to avoid the pressure, but not too long, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield, and so they're going to be content to have it tied as the clock keeps on running down there here.
That was similar to the play earlier where he tried to run it all the way back across the field. If you're not finding guys downfield, run upfield. Do not run east and west, because you're going to lose yards every time, no matter what.
And so that's the end of the first half of play with a tie ball game between the Hamilton Braves and the Willows Honkers. We'll be back in a few moments with the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Don't go anywhere. It's championship football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
And welcome into the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Your score at halftime, all tied at 7. The Willows Honkers versus the Hamilton Brave Nation. Matt Mellinger alongside Frank D'Arienzo. And now I feel a lot more comfortable since we're switching spots now. You did the first half of play-by-play. I'm going to do the second half. Color commentating is certainly not for me. I'll tell you that much. Certainly an interesting first half, to say the least. The ground games for these two teams is what's going to be, it's going to win or lose them the championship here tonight, I think.
And so the ground game, as you mentioned, it certainly will be the deciding factor here, but it looks like Hamilton City has a little bit of a passing game. As we saw in the first quarter, they had a huge 70-yard touchdown reception, and so they can get it done in the air. And so can Willows, as far as I'm concerned, because they just hadn't had stuff really go their way. And so Hamilton has a lot to prove here, as they lost in the finals of the Division IV playoffs last year to Modoc, 21-14, and the Braves haven't won a title since 2007, and so they're gonna have a bunch to prove here.
Certainly felt good for Hamilton last week to get that win over Murdoch to advance to this game here tonight in front of their home fans. The championship game on Thanksgiving Eve here in front of their home fans. Both of these teams want to wake up tomorrow as the D3 champions. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen here tonight.
And so, Hamilton City has not shown its natural self, because they average just about 400 yards a game, 99.2 in the air. So we've already seen 70 on one touchdown pass. Yeah, and so they have 270.3 on the ground. And I don't think we've seen that much here tonight as far as the running game is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And but the Braves quarterback, Brad Hall, has one of the highest QB ratings in the North section at 124. So he's thrown for 1,069 yards, 15 touchdowns, and only one interception.
I mean, that's pretty good, especially for D3 to have those kind of numbers.
That's good for any high school player.
Especially for Division III, some of these smaller schools up here, you get smaller roster sizes, so you see a lot of guys playing both ways, and that's really going to come into full effect here in the second half. Guys are going to be tired, late fourth quarter situation. Coach is saying, hey, guys, fourth quarter, let's run those sprints. It's really going to pay off for one of these teams, whoever's the most conditioned.
And with a ground game like both of these guys' way, it's going to be a war of attrition down there on the field. And so it's going to have to see how they do clock management and also stamina management. And so we're going to have to see that when it's done.
And that'll do it for the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Championship football will return with the start of the second half of this Division III championship game right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And welcome back to Friday Night Championship Football here on PlayOnSports.com. Matt Mellinger here alongside Frank Durienzo in Hamilton City, California.
Coming to you live from Hamilton City.
Right. The Honkers will be receiving the ball here to start the second half.
And so, like we said before, it's going to be a lot more to the running game. And so
we'll see how they adjust here.
The second half of the war of attrition and the Civil War of Glenn County is done here.
Chris Walters gets it to about the 25-yard line, picks up about 15 or so on that initial return. So that'll bring the guys out here to get things going to start the second half. Esparza and the guys, pretty decent first half. Not much going on the ground game, but certainly through the air and to the sidelines.
And we see that classic I formation in the backfield there.
Quick pitch to the outside. Finds a nice hole, gets taken down at about the 25-yard line, so about a yard on the play or so. Nice run by Noah Enns. Noah Enns has run the ball 122 times this season for an impressive 604 yards.
And that was Adolfo Diaz on the tackle there, so a good read there, and they can only pick up just about 2 yards. And so we can look to see a lot from Noah Enns in this half of football.
Enns and Wyckoff in the backfield. A fake pitch by Wyckoff. Takes the ball up the middle. Gets stopped almost immediately.
And that's going to be a good read by the defensive line there, and they were not fooled on the fake pitch. And he's going to hand it off to Wyckoff, but he has nowhere to go as the defensive line brings him down. So a good read there, and that's going to bring up third and a whole bunch.
3rd and 9 with 10:40 remaining here in the third. Game tied at 7 apiece.
Well, at least you're getting the facts down. And there's that split backfield.
Given some pressure there, scrambles out to the far side. Able to complete the pass. We'll see where they spot it. It should be just shy of the first down.
And it's very close to the first down there, but
and I can't see that number because it's all muddy on the front of his jersey, but a great catch there. Able to hang on to the ball while getting hit hard, almost simultaneously. So 4th and real short for the Honkers. We'll see what they do here.
And so that's going to bring up what we like to call 4th and manageable, especially in high school sports. In the NFL, they don't like to go for it that much because of things that go wrong, but I know this team's going to want to get that first down. Bateman in the backfield.
And a nice hole there. That'll be enough for the first down. He gets it down to about the 39-yard line or so. Nice job by Bateman.
And so it's going to be Shea Scholl on the tackle there with help from various other Braves.
Nice blocking as well by the offensive line.
And so that's what we want to see here from Willows as they're driving bit by bit down the field, and that's their specialty. And their specialty is to eat up the clock here, and that's exactly what they're doing. As Noah Enns is in the backfield, their running back specialist. He looks clean down there.
We'll see if he can get dirty on this play right there. Quick pass intended for number 12, Eduardo Briones. And again, that's a play that they've seen a lot of success with tonight. Unfortunately, that time they were unable to connect.
And Chino Esparza there is going to miss yet another opportunity. He was well defended to defend Esparza, but he threw it behind him, and
unfortunately,
that's not going to get it done.
Catchable pass. Enns and Wyckoff in the split back. 2 receivers to the near side. Championship is on the line. Walters in motion Takes it to the outside. Able to escape a defender, and down the sideline he goes. And still on his feet, takes it to about the 40-yard line of the Hamilton City defense.
And so that was an excellent job by Chris Walter on that play with a little end around there. And that's the one they like to have him run, as he is a big cog in this offense. And Chris Walter with a good read. He was pursued by just about 4 defenders on the play, but he was able to beat them all.
And one of the defenders actually had a piece of his jersey. He's lucky he was able to escape that, get forward for the first down. Able to pick up about 15 yards on that play. Great job.
And so the Willows Honkers, they really rely on him it's kind of a change of pace back.
Quick handoff up the middle for ends. Not much going there. Stopped by the entire defensive line.
And so Hamilton City doing a good job up the middle, but they're going to have to clean up their outside gaps with their linebackers and everything in order to stop this Willows defense, because Willows is getting it done on the outside, not so much on the inside. But
Enns and Wyckoff having little success directly up the middle tonight. We'll see if they can break things open here.
And so we're going to see that split backfield yet again, but a 2-receiver set on the left-hand side.
And nice job right there.
And so with the hard count, he's going to try to...
Hard count, encroachment. That'll move him forward for 5 yards. And that's where the discipline issue comes into play. Championship game, you can't be jumping off sides.
And so that's just a bonehead penalty there by the defense, and that's going to push them up, 2nd and 5 now.
Certainly in the championship game, that's not something you want to have happen. Briones as well. We talk about Wyckoff, and Briones has been open for a couple of chances, and they just haven't been able to connect. Handoff up the middle again, stopped. Still on his feet, but they're going to stop his forward progress right around the line of scrimmage.
And so that was to number 32, Kyle Wyckoff. And he's a pretty strong runner. He's got a lot of yards after contact, and so that just shows his tenacity to try to drive it up the middle. But Hamilton City has has filled the gaps here. Hope I'm doing okay on color commentary.
You're rocking it. Good job, buddy. So a 3rd and about 5 now. Split back formation. Back to pass. And it looked almost as if that was going to be a screenplay unfolding, but he just threw that towards the sideline.
And that was a good job by Adolfo Diaz getting the pressure up the middle on Chino Esparza and made him throw an errant pass there. And so with the blitz, it's going to throw him off kilter here.
Yeah.
And
so now it's decision time for Jim Ward.
And so that penalty's not going to cost them here. It's going to be a 4th and 5. But it looks like they might go for it. But we might see one of those little quick punts yet again from Chino Esparza as we saw in the first half.
Yeah. 6:49 to go here in the 3rd quarter of this championship game here in Hamilton City. Quick pass to Briones out to the side. Cuts it back up into the middle. Stays on his feet, but there is a flag. He should have enough for the first down, but we'll see what that call is. And that was a great misdirection play there.
And so he faked everybody out on that one. He just threw it back over the other side of the field. Right. And I'm not sure if that was a forward pass, but we'll have to see here what the referee is going to say.
Oh, and the Hamilton City fans do not like that. They're calling an illegal chop block on the defensive line. So that'll not only be a first down, but that'll be 15 yards and a first down. So unsportsmanlike conduct, these penalties are going to really be costly, come 4th quarter. If it comes down to, a 1 or 2 possession game, this could be what changes the game.
And so the defense showing a little lack of intelligence, just a little hiccup here as they've had 10 yards on 2 penalties here. And so Willows is moving, and like I said, it was going to be a war of attrition here. And with penalties, it's just like shooting yourself in the foot. So
And that's a good call right there for the Brave Nation to take a timeout there.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Frank DiRienzo doing his thing. Matt Mellinger here. And Hamilton City is in a tough spot right now.
And
they take their first time out of the half.
We've seen a pretty evenly matched ball game here, and the score is reflecting that as it's tied. And this, and I don't want to jinx it here, but this game is flying by now, as it's only been just about a little over an hour, and we're already well into the third quarter.
So 2 unfortunate penalties by the Hamilton City defense has put Willows in favorable position now with the 1st and 10 from about the 13, 14-yard line.
And as you can see here, they got a 3 running back set here, and they like to run that play.
Quick handoff to Bateman.
And they like to run that play, that 3-pronged attack, where they have 2 blockers in the backfield for the halfback. And so Bateman couldn't get it done on that one as he only picks up just a couple of yards.
So you're good. You've seen these teams before. I like that. I feel a little out of place. And
and as
our
Ron,
producer is indicating
so 3-pronged, that would be a Triton.
A Triton style
or a Trident
offense.
style of offense, whatever. I think Triton's the god. Triton, yeah, Trident. It's good gum.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So 2nd and about 8.
And so we see that Trident backfield yet again. And
Quick pitch out to Ends, able to avoid a couple of defenders.
I caught myself doing play-by-play there for a second.
That's all, dude. Feel free to pitch in whenever you want. I like this thing we got going
Well,
here.
we got a 2-pronged attack. Yeah, what do you call that, Ron? A fork? Salad fork? I don't know.
And there is a flag on the play again. Ends was able to get to about the 5-yard line.
Well, they're running a Trident attack. I think we're more of like a barbecue fork attack up here, 2-prong.
That's another penalty on the Hamilton City.
And so 3 penalties here.
So that'll be a 1st and goal.
And so Willows is getting favorable position, and they're getting help.
I think personal foul, a late hit, was the initial call. So that'll be a 1st and goal from about the 4-yard line.
And as you can see here, Willows is going to shine up in a bunch set with the tight ends moved in, no wide receivers, and they have that 3-pronged attack yet again. So we'll see it off to the left-hand side here.
Here comes the Triton. The big boy's out to block. Ends able to get down to about the 1-yard line.
And so number 78 for the Braves, Jason Doss, almost had him in the backfield there, but he couldn't get enough of his jersey to bring him down. So a good run there by Noah Ends.
There you see number 68, Lewis Yeager. Trevor Candelaria, one of the big boys there in the block. And he's got a wide open man right down for a Willows touchdown.
Well, we'll have to edit that out in the highlight.
Yeah,
but.
seriously. Great job there.
And that was Eduardo Briones, their top receiver on the Willows squad.
Another play action pass, misdirection to the inside. Finds a man wide open for a touchdown.
And so a little bit of razzle-dazzle there as Hamilton City was surely looking for the run because they have run that formation multiple times, and they caught him off guard there.
Nice kick there. And the extra point is good. You know, these penalties, like we said earlier, it's going to come back to bite them if they cannot get another score for themselves here. So 14-7 with 4:58 to go in the third quarter.
And so there was a good example there by Willows of what they're able to do. They're able to pick this defense apart, but on that run, or on that drive, I should say, Hamilton City shot themselves in the foot by accruing those penalties there. And so they're going to have to look to clean that up just a little bit because usually the team with the less penalties wins the game. And that goes for
And
any level of sports.
That was 3 penalties on one drive, too. So that's certainly something they're going to have to work hard to get back. Theron Fumasi.
And Fabian Frutos is in the backfield.
Ready to return this kickoff.
And it looks like we'll see Daniel Macias try to kick it off.
There's a nice short squib kick. They'll take it at about the 20-yard line. Gets about 5 or 6 on the return. So now we'll see if these guys can get something going. We'll see Brad Hall.
And that was an interesting little kick there. It just kind of hit the ground and died right there. And so that was ideal as the returner had to come up and get that ball and waste valuable time there. And so that was enough for Willows to get through the blocks and take him down. And so they gave him what, Willows give Hamilton not as much favorable. And here we go with the penalties again.
Leland Pryor was in motion. And there's a false start on the Braves.
And so this is kind of a slippery slope they're getting on here as Hamilton City accrues yet another penalty.
And that's 4 within about 3 minutes. That's certainly not a good thing, right?
Right, and so that's going to push them back to a 1st and 15 now.
Speaking of slippery, we thought this weather that we were supposed to have would, play into account here with the field conditions, but it's actually a dry field. I mean, we still do see some guys slipping. There's a long pass downfield completed as he keeps his footing down to about the 45-yard line of the Honkers.
There is a flag on the play, so another flag.
That was Shea Scholl who brought that catch in, but there is a flag, however.
There's 2 flags. There's one down by where the receiver caught it, and there's one in the backfield.
So this could be coming back. Most likely will be.
And I'm guessing we're going to have probably a defensive interference, but that'll depend on the other penalty, because if it's an offense, a false start or something like that, it could trump the other penalty. But
great pass
by
by
rule,
Brad Hall.
usually 2 penalties offset, so we'll have to see the referees discuss here.
Great pass by Brad Hall. Great catch by Shea Scholl.
So that's going to be an illegal formation.
Okay, so interesting thing there. And the Hamilton City fans are loving that. Illegal formation, not enough men on the line for the Braves. And then a pass interference. So the 2 penalties will offset and we'll have a repeat first down.
And so Hamilton City caught a break there with their illegal formation penalty by drawing the defensive penalty. So that's going to negate the yards that they got, because they got a whole bunch of them on that play. Just a beautiful catch by the receiver, but these unhealthy penalties are really shooting them in the foot now on offense when it started on defense. And so
5 in the last 3 minutes. 5 penalties for the Hamilton City Braves. Great catch there by Shea Scholl, able to jump over his defender and bring the pass in. You don't see much passing from these teams, but when you do, it can be pretty. 2 receivers lined up to the far side, the near side. Hall's going to attempt to take it himself, but brought down by one of the linebackers. That's one of the
Jacob Candelaria on that play. And so a good recognition by Jacob Candelaria, one of their the top 3 tacklers on this team. And so good to get the quarterback and get the sack on that play, and that's going to send them back even farther.
Both the Candelaria brothers are the team defensive leaders of this team. They both lead in tackles and sacks as well. So certainly a very crucial part of that Honkers defense.
And they're big. They're big kids down there.
Hall in the shotgun. Rolls to the far side, given some pressure there, and gets tripped up for a loss.
And so Noah Enns getting it done on the defensive side of the ball there as he pulls in the sack.
We talked a lot already about how these smaller teams have a lot of guys that play both ways, and that's certainly going to come into account late in the 4th quarter. So the clock is moving with 3:10 to go here. What's been a ridiculously wild third quarter. Both these teams have turkey visions and championship visions right now.
It's going to be 3rd and 28. 3rd and forever, might as well be.
That was an attempted screenplay.
And a little miscommunication there by the quarterback and his receiver.
A bit of confusion there on the Hamilton City, so they're going to punt it out of trouble here.
And so Hamilton City, who looked solid through the first half, has kind of lost its way a little bit, like a little lost puppy.
Yeah, the puppy who lost its way.
The puppy who lost its way. But that's all right. They still have time to regain that and find their way home.
So Chris Walters will be back to receive this punt if it's a returnable.
Good punt there.
And he drops it. And the Hamilton City Braves recover.
And so that was just a huge mistake there. And he's going to feel the repercussions of that one as
he should have called a fair catch. Not sure why he was doing that.
And so the fans go crazy here as it was a muffed punt return.
Finally something to cheer about for the Hamilton City Brave fans.
And so terrible timing for the Willows Honkers there, as even though Hamilton City tried to push the ball back on themselves by getting all the penalties and that, all that yards negated, and now they have a new sense of purpose as the fans get right back into it.
I'm sure you've heard this. Oh, wow, he breaks a hole. And one man to beat, he gets tripped down at about the 20-yard line. Not sure who the defender was.
Andrew Schippelhout on that run. And so that was an excellent read by the and good ball carrier vision, is going to have a hole right through the defensive line. And so they're carrying this momentum. Wow, good play.
That'll be first and 10 from the 20-yard line. I was getting ready to say that defenses win championships. We'll see here tonight. Number 9 in motion again, handoff again, right up the middle, taken down by one of the Candelari brothers.
It's going to be Trevor.
That was Trevor in on the tackle there.
And so good vision by the defense, but they are marching down the field right now.
Trevor Candelaria has 6 sacks on the year for minus 30 yards. Pretty impressive young man. So 2nd and 6 now for the Brave Nation.
And so it looks like the Hamilton City Braves has turned a slippery slope into a hill with good footing. So
Pryor in motion again. Up the middle goes one of the Braves for a first down.
And so the Hamilton City all by themselves, the Willows give the momentum right back to Hamilton City, and they are charged this time. First down, first down, first down. This is their 3rd first down.
We might have ourselves another even game pending this. Nice. Tripped up in the backfield there.
And so that's going to be Nate Reed, who pulled him down in the backfield there. So
not on the roster. 1:10 remaining here. The Braves knocking on the door.
And they only have just about 6 yards to go, but with their running attack on this drive, they'll be sure to get that in no time.
And forward for a few more yards.
Makes it to about the 1 yard line.
Gets it down to about the 1 or 2 yard line. So 3rd and goal from about the, they spotted around the 3 yard line.
And so that's a...
And Willows will take their first time out of the half.
And so they're going to take a timeout here as Willows is going to try to stop the momentum a little bit, so kind of ice the offense, so to speak. And so, Hamilton City is going to have a chance to think about it, but I think on this drive they've done very well with the running game, and so they're going to probably stick to it here as they only have 2 yards, but they're averaging just about that on the run.
What I was about to say before that big run by Schippelhout was defense wins championships. And I was about to say that, this is another opportunity for Willow's defense to come up big and make a big stop on that Hamilton City
Well,
offense.
glad you didn't because
I know,
you might have spoke too soon.
Right as I said that, Schipelhout.
And he broke off a huge run there. And so if you remember right, this whole drive started with a muffed punt by Willows. And so with 38 seconds here, they're looking to tie it up.
This game, Willows potentially had a chance to make it a two-scoring game, two-possession game. Up the middle and in for a touchdown are the Hamilton City Braves. Touchdown there by...
That was number 6.
Number 6, Austin Burbank. So see, like you said, good opportunities off of bad decisions. And now we have ourselves what could be a tied ball game pending this PAT.
And so as they're doing the
Brave
Atlanta
chant.
Braves chant.
You're a baseball guy. You
Yeah,
like that
I'm a
stuff.
baseball guy. And the kick is up and good.
And nice kick there. So this game is tied off of Austin Burbank's few yard scamper into the end zone.
And so Hamilton back with a vengeance to tie this game up. And like I said before, it's going to be a war of attrition, and we're right back to even now. And
Off
so
of
we
a
got
buffed
we got a brand new ball game for the fourth quarter. So we're gearing up
I like it.
for a hot finish here. It's getting a little too hot. My feet.
One of these teams will be champions by the end of this fourth quarter, I hope. Unless we got overtime. That would be certainly interesting.
And so the fans are definitely charged down there.
Yeah, these Brave fans are back into it. You can hear everybody clapping and cheering with a little music going.
And so one of the things I would suggest to Willows now is just pull themselves up by their bootstraps and just concentrate and play clean football. And Hamilton's going to have to do the same thing now. But it turns out that, those 3 penalties they accrued, I guess 3 wrongs make a right since they punted and it was muffed there right about midfield. And that's what started this whole entire drive. And so as we're ready again, as
number 42 for the Braves will be kicking off. Unfortunately, there is no number 42 on the roster.
Number 42. 4-2.
Christian Garcia will be kicking off.
And so
Taken there at about the 10-yard line. Nice little skip right there. Shakes a couple of defenders, almost loses the ball. Fortunately, he hangs on to it.
And so I don't know what he was trying to do there with the ball, but it does get knocked out a little bit. And so that was Chris Walter on the return.
Able to shake a couple defenders on his way up to about the 24-yard line.
And that's Chris Walter's forte there, as he is leaving the return yards on this team. Of course, he is the only returner that we've seen today and all season. And so Chris Walters, he has good ball carrier vision, and so that's why they like to run that end around out of the slot as the quarterback, and he likes to run around the back of the quarterback.
Handoff taken there up the middle. Gets about 6 or 7. Nice play there.
And so that was Wyckoff. And you can always tell who's been in the game the longest, especially with a mud bowl like this, because, a white jersey stands out in this. And so we're looking at Jake Martin probably just getting into this game because his jersey is definitely clean down there. And so we're going to see another timeout.
So the end of the third quarter, you see a bunch of the Hamilton City Brave players clapping it up on the sideline, certainly celebrating that last quarter.
Sorry, that was my mistake. As they read off the raffle here, and so Willows, they're going to switch positions on the field here, but Willows is going to have to, just keep their
composure.
Yeah,
they can't have anybody freaking out there. They got to keep their composure.
Yeah, right. And
name that movie.
Right, and so they're going to. I'm not sure.
Old School.
Oh, Old School. That's right. I was thinking more like Billy Madison. It was on the ride home, no yelling on the bus. So, But Willows is going to have to just play, just like they have been playing, You know, just hard-nosed, clean football. And like I said before, Hamilton City is the Braves are going to have to clean up those penalties.
You know, all the momentum is back now with the Braves, so it'll be interesting to see how this fourth quarter plays out with the tied ball game.
And so Willows with an excellent opportunity to try to return the momentum back to their side of the field. As we see a bunch of Willows fans, they don't even have enough capacity for all of them. As Willows is not too far away down the road here.
Walters and Enns in the backfield, 2 receivers to the near side. Enns takes a handoff to the outside, cuts back into the middle, able to shake a couple defenders before being hit by the entire Braves secondary.
And so that was a good little cut there. I mean, it didn't work out, but was enough to move the chains here.
So nice little 10-yard gain. He should have been tackled way back by the 4 or 5 yard line. He's able to, shake and bake a couple defenders and, get forward for some more positive yards.
And so that was a good little cutback there. So like I said, he has good vision. And if he would have come out to the outside, he wouldn't have got as many yards. And probably got it forced out, and we wouldn't be looking at first down right now. But good run.
2 guys in the backfield. Scrambling to the outside is Esparza. And he throws that and gets batted by 2 of the defenders in that were pressuring him.
And so that's Sebastian Diavila. And so good recognition there on defense. And that momentum is showing through a little bit on defense here as they bat it down in the backfield.
And Fabian Frutos appears to be shaken up, number 3 on the Braves defense, and he is coming out for this play.
And he's shown that he's a pretty tough kid, so I'm pretty sure we'll see him back out there. And so, good start to the drive by Willows, and we'll have to see if that's a momentum shifter as well.
And nice job on that last play by the Hamilton defense to bring that pressure.
Hey, that's my job.
Enns takes a handoff up the middle. Gets about 3 or 4.
And so maybe you spoke too soon on the field condition there as he slipped.
Granted it's not pouring right now, but the field is a little bit damp and it's cold and guys have been slipping all night. You and I talked yesterday and we expected a mud bowl tonight, a mud bowl championship, but
the field's held up pretty good. It's getting a little rough around the edges down there in the middle of the field, but
certainly. And you hear these Braves getting pretty pumped up, this fan base. A 3rd and long for the Honkers. Another play action pass. He's going to throw downfield for Briones and tripped up there.
And so Braves is going to try to draw the defensive pass interference as Briones is a little shaken up, but no call by the officials. That's going to bring up 4th and long.
And that was good sportsmanship for him to help his opponent up.
And so Chino Esparza couldn't get it done through the air there, and it was actually an off-kilter throw there. And he didn't take my advice, like I said in the halftime show, that he needs to plant his feet and he needs to look downfield.
That's exactly right. You did say that. Kind of a high snap there, but able to get a nice kickoff in time. That'll take a Hamilton City bounce, and they'll actually get 5 of those punt yards back. So now's a good chance for the home team, Hamilton Braves, to really get something going here.
And so Hamilton City has completely shifted the momentum, and it all started with a muffed punt. And sometimes that's enough, to shift that momentum their way. And so the defense gets it done here, even though Willows had a couple of good running plays there, but it wasn't enough. And like I said before, with the attrition, it's like World War I down there.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to see if their running attack is going to be better here.
Man in motion, handoff taken up the middle. Nice run there by Bateman. Oh, no, it's Schipelhoot. Excuse me, wrong team. I was reading the wrong roster there. But still a nice run nonetheless. But we got to give the right man credit.
And so an excellent little 4-yard pickup there by Schipelhout, and he has shown that he is one of the strong runners here for this Braves offense.
Definitely one of their featured backs.
And you can say Shea Scholl on the bottom half of your screen here.
There's a quick little wedge that certainly seems to be working. They get 4 or 5 on just a quick right up the middle burst.
And I like those little plays there as the offensive line tries to just push and push and push those defensive layers. But it looks like we have one of the Candelaria brothers down on the field
And
now.
that's certainly not good. Fortunately for them, it is the last game of the season. But Trevor Candelaria is down.
And so he's holding on to his leg pretty good here.
The 6'1", 260-pound senior.
And so out of respect here, the players will take a knee as Hamilton City shuffles off the field here. And so we'll have to see if he's okay, and hopefully he can leave the field under his own power.
He seems to be grabbing the back of his leg. That's certainly, one of the first indicators of possibly an ACL. Let's
but we don't
want
want
to nothing like that.
Well, we're not in the business of speculating here as
right. Our job is just to call the game.
Yeah, right. Just call it like you see him. And so there is a player on the field. And so we hope he's all right, and our prayers and thoughts go out to his family. Hopefully it's not serious.
That would certainly be a huge blow here in the fourth quarter if he was not able to make it off on his own and possibly make a return. What is that lady clapping for? So 9:36 remaining here in the fourth quarter of the Division III championship game here in Hamilton City.
And it looks like he's going to get up, and he's going to walk off the field maybe under his own, well, not under his own power, but.
And at least he's able to get up on his own accord. That's very good. He will be helped off by the coaching staff. Trevor Candelaria is a great player and certainly an asset for that Willows defense.
And that's really unfortunate because
it's fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it's
championship game,
and it's his last game he's going to play in his high school career, since he is a senior. Mm-hmm. So,
we were talking about it last week, Nick and I, about how it's the last time a lot of these guys will ever play football again. And it's certainly for a championship game, it's emotional.
Right, and I think that emotion builds as you make it through the playoffs and you keep winning and winning, and if you play good all season and everything like that, it means more when it comes to the championship.
Exactly, good point.
Would you say it was a poignant point?
Definitely. 3rd and 3. Handoff up the middle. We'll see where they spot it, but he should be close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it.
And
they are indicating a Hamilton City Brave Nation first down.
And so the line judge is going to call for first down here, but the referee isn't so sure, as we might have a measurement here. And so they're just going to give him the first down.
It is a first down.
So first down for the Braves. A couple of injuries and penalties certainly has made this second half a bit slower than we had anticipated. No gain there for Schipelhout.
And so not a very good run there as the defensive line stops him there.
That just really hurt my ear. Handoff taken there up the middle. Turn it down.
So a good run.
Hello. Now I can't hear anything. Can't hear any. There we go. Too loud.
Sorry, we were doing a little sound check there as Ron's messing with the equipment.
That was still way too high.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was messing with the equipment.
Guys, we're live.
Yeah. Oh, God. Sorry.
Quit arguing. Everybody love everybody. Nice job there, stiff arm. He's down alone on the sideline. Cuts it back into the middle, able to shake the defender. Touchdown, Hamilton City.
And so, excellent run there.
And wowee, was that amazing. We're trying to see what number that was because it happened so fast.
What was that? And so that was going to be Burbank.
Austin Burbank with his second touchdown of the night.
And so that was an excellent little cut there. And so amazing vision and agility. What? As they're ready for the point after kick, and it was nearly blocked there, and so
still able to get it through on time. Oh, excuse me, no good. So 20-14. So now this is certainly an interesting dynamic.
And so the dynamic has changed a little bit here on this field, and we're going to have to see how Hamilton City is going to deal with that, because that could be a point that could win the game. And so with the pressure of the defense coming down on the kicker maybe hesitated just for a tenth of a second there, but a tenth of a second is all you need to push that wide left, and that's exactly what happened. So we'll have to see if they get it done with 7:54 left in the game. But it's amazing to see that the Braves have rode this little wave of momentum here, and it all started with the muff punt way back when in history.
You know, I guarantee you, had that play not gone that way, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. You know, it's interesting to see how bad breaks like that for a team can really, change the entire game.
And we'll have to see what Willows can do here with their running game. They might have to switch it up to a little passing to try to mix it up here.
Walters and Enns will be returning this one for the Honkers.
And so everybody, all the fans here are standing up.
Speaking of Willows Honkers, the geese have been migrating. The bigger flocks are starting to come in. There's some good hunting going on right now in Willows. I just had to mention that. Nice return there. Enns is still on his feet. Cuts in. I'm speechless. Nice job. Noah Enns gets about a 35 or 40-yard return. Still way too loud.
And so
there, that's a lot better.
And so Noah Enns with a good little return there, and Enns showing what he can do in the return game. It's usually the Chris Walters show, but Noah Enns is making his own destiny bid here, as both teams are.
Split back formation. There's a flag on the play, however.
And it looks like it's going to be a false start on Willows, and so Willows joining the penalty parade.
It was only a matter of time. I was wondering when they were going to start getting some penalties, and now we see it. So that'll move them back 5 yards. It'll be a first and 15 from about the 35-yard line.
And so that could potentially be a costly mistake here, as those are real morale crushers on penalties. And we'll have to see what Willows is made of to try to overcome this first and forever.
Walters in motion. He's going to take the handoff to the outside. Nice blocking there. Walters is able to get most of those penalty yards back, bringing up a 2nd and 5. Good lead blocking there by number 3. 6:41 remaining. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Hey, no problem. That's a good.
We're still getting used to each other.
that's a good little pickup there, and may seem insignificant there, but you keep belting out those yards, 3 yards at a time. It keeps the defense on the field, and so the defense is feeling the pressure here, and it's up to them to try to sway the Willows drive here.
The big man up the middle, Bateman.
Number 33.
And he's going to have enough for the first down and move the chains.
And so Willows eating up some of the clock here. As per high school rules, it is going to stop as the first down marker, or as the first down was achieved. And they'll start it as soon as things are set here.
So the Braves on top 20-14 with just about 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter of the Division III championship game. Handoff to the outside for Bateman. Wyckoff, and he gets stopped for a loss.
And so that was a terrible decision by Kyle Wyckoff on that one. It's all his fault that he got just such short yards there. He picked the wrong hole, the outside hole. He should have cut it back in over the inside, and he would have had maybe 2 defenders to deal with rather than just running headlong into the defender.
And I think the way that play was designed to do was to make the linebackers and secondary shift over, because he was coming in motion and then he cut back.
Yeah,
and I kind of, I think that was designed to do that.
And I kind of think the blocker is at fault a little bit there for not setting the corner.
Certainly. Quick pass in and out of the hands of Bateman. That'll bring up a 3rd and 11.
And so this is a big play here as we're getting down to about the 5-minute mark. All these plays are having added significance here, and so a big 3rd and 11. This is a late test to see what Willows is made of, and they're in charge of their own destiny because they could potentially go up by 1 point and force Hamilton City
and these passes and
to have to overcome it.
These passes and runs to the outside, which were working earlier, seem to not be working now, so they're really got to have to come up with an answer on 3rd and 11. There's a pass over the middle. Caught! That's a first down, Willows.
So he caught everybody by surprise on that one.
And that was Briones over the middle, Mr. Reliable.
And so they put Briones, he had their whole drive in his hands, and so Briones delivers an excellent ball right into the numbers of Briones there, and that's maybe his, he has just less than 2 handfuls of completions in this game.
Not to jump to any conclusions or predictions, but that probably was the most important play of the game for Willows. Getting a first down on 3rd and 11. So fake handoff up the middle. Walters is going to take it to the outside, spins off a couple of defenders, and gets forward for about 2 or 3 yards. I'm talking really loud. I see some of the fans looking up at me. Guess I'm being loud out the window.
And so,
hey, Ron.
and so that was just a little 1-yard pickup there by Chris Walter. But they were ready for it as the defender stayed home and was waiting for that block. And so excellent positioning by the defense, and that nets them only 1 yard.
We're under 4 minutes now. 2nd and 9, another long pass downfield for Briones. Picked off by Hamilton City.
There is a flag on the field.
There's a flag and a fumble. He was out of bounds. Sorry, I'm screwing my brains off.
Yeah.
I thought that was a live ball.
And so with the penalty there, we're going to have to see what they mark here. They might mark defensive pass interference. And so we'll have to see whether the crowd cheers or boos here. And so they're going to call defensive pass interference, and they're all booing.
And that's an unfortunate call for those Braves.
And so with under 4 minutes here, Willows is going to get an automatic first down.
And they're already on the 40-yard line, so that'll move them forward for extremely favorable field position.
And so one fan down here trying to start a whole chant, and the crowd's starting to get into it here.
Let's go, Braves. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's what they're chanting down there on the fans' sideline over by the end zone.
And so we're going to see a timeout here.
And that's a smart timeout right there. Settle things down with less than 3:45. Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up on your following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. So we could possibly have a champion here with 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining.
And so what I would suggest to the Willows is if they have confidence in their offense, and I'm pretty sure they have a lot of momentum here, that they should just keep running the ball and try to get that clock down to where it's their Hamilton City's not going to have enough time, and then try to go in for the score. And at least completely. At least if they make the extra point, they'll have a point to overcome. But if they don't leave that much on the clock, it's going to be tougher for them.
So certainly you're starting to get really anxious if you're the
Oh, I'm anxious right now. I'm excited.
Handoff for Bateman. Finds a nice hole there. Gets down to about the 10-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Excellent run there.
First and goal.
And so Bateman, the tall running back, he finds a nice little hole there.
But that's going to stop the clock. So certainly, if you're Hamilton City, you want them to score and then get the ball back with 3 minutes or so. Favorable time to go.
And so time is winding down here, and we're gearing up for a strong finish. And this is everything everybody could hope for.
And to the outside, that's going to be a Willows touchdown. Bateman in for the score.
And excellent run by Bateman there, and defense couldn't catch up to him on the corner there, but there is a flag on the field. Unless that's a huge leaf,
no,
but I'm pretty sure that's a flag.
No, that's the flag. I think it was for personal foul.
And so that's going to negate that touchdown. And so that's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Willows, and so that's going to shoot him in the foot a little bit here.
No, the touchdown's going to stay. It was after the play.
I see.
So that'll be enforced on the kickoff. But still now, I mean, if they kick this extra point, they're 1 point ahead with 3:18 to play. Hamilton City certainly likes their odds with that much time left on the clock.
But with that penalty, that's going to push them back 5 yards, and so, every 5 yards you go back on a kick, the harder it is by fivefold. And so we're going to have to see here if Macias is going to have enough boot and enough accuracy to get it through the uprights and potentially win the game for his team.
So, wow, this is certainly extremely interesting.
That's going to go back by 10 yards.
So if he misses this, we will have a tied ball game. And it's just a very interesting way for a championship game to unfold.
And so this is going to be a 33-yard PAT attempt. And so the crowd is getting into it. They're getting loud down there.
Esparza, the holder. And that's a nice long kick, and that is good. Ladies and gentlemen, the Willows Honkers are in the lead with 3:18 here to play.
21-20. I mean, like I said before, this is everything we could have hoped for in a championship game. Fourth quarter, 3:18 left on the clock.
Beautiful
and Willows
kick.
goes up by 1.
So now the Willows defense is certainly going to have to start play their hearts out, act as if the championship game is on the line.
And so Macias, cool, calm, and collected, kicked it through the uprights there.
Great kick.
And so we'll have to see if Hamilton Braves can get it. And there's plenty of time on the clock to get something going here. And so they're going to hope for a little fourth quarter magic to try to get it done here.
And I don't think you could have drawn up a better Division III championship game between these two rival schools, separated by how long is it down to Willows from here? Like about 30 minutes down the freeway. Close. Certainly a huge rival game, the Civil War they call it.
Civil War, Glenn County.
Nice hard kick there. Taken by number 9 down the sideline before getting pushed out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
And that was a good return there. And so that was Burbank with the return. And so they're going to get good field position. Hamilton City is. And so they're going to have just about 64 yards to glory here.
Great return there by Burbank, who scored a touchdown on that last possession.
Man, this game is getting excited. I am excited. I can feel the electricity.
They say defenses win championships. We'll see if that plans out here tonight. Nice stop.
And so Bateman
upends,
getting it done on the
back.
defensive side of the ball, and that's going to go a long way, even though they pick up a yard here.
So it'll be about a 2nd and 9 with 2:52 remaining on the clock.
And it is running down.
There's a fumble on the play, however. It is recovered by Willows.
Oh, man. That was unfortunate, as it's going to be recovered
and that could
by
be your ball game,
Jacob Candelaria. And so 2:43 left on the clock. And so it's Willows' game to lose now, as Hamilton City is going to probably try and hope for a turnover.
A lot of blitzes here. And 2:43 remaining. Willows is completely in control of this game right now with a 1-point lead with 2:40 to go. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
And so we're expecting to see the same old story. Heavy dose of running to keep the clock running.
Bateman, the handoff. Tries to cut it back into the middle. Gets forward for about 2 or 3 yards.
And so that clock's starting to run now. We're down about 2:30 mark now. And
first down pretty much should do it.
And so this is exciting. And so anything can happen here. And so if I was Hamilton City, I would definitely I'd be trying to get
that ball.
Right, I'd just be trying to get that ball. Thank you for stealing my thunder. And
hey,
you've
been stealing mine. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 6.
Why don't you call in to PlayOnSports.com and vote? Number 1 for Matt Mellinger, number 2 for Frank DiRienzo.
Vote now, folks. You have 2
now.
minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah, right. Yeah, don't do that. And so as we see there, the blitz.
Wyckoff.
And so they're going to stop forward progress.
Stop his momentum. Just shy of the first down. That'll keep the clock going to 1:48. And 1 first down should just about do it, unless they're going to stop the clock.
And so there is
they stop the clock now. Timeout taken by
the Braves
the
here.
Brave Nation. We're seeing their hopes of a championship slip down the drain.
And so there's a hush over the crowd, and the cheerleaders are trying to get them into this game, but there's just a lot of stares out there.
A lot of emotions. As we said, this will be the last game that a lot of these kids play in their lifetime. So
I remember the last game I played, I cried like a baby.
Yeah, Nick was saying the same thing about his high school days. Adam too.
Right.
I never played varsity football. I played until JV year because I played lacrosse year round.
So, but I mean, you can even imagine in lacrosse. You're facing no more games anymore, and
Although I did play a game, I played a year for Chico State.
Hey, how fun!
Served as the backup goaltender. It was a lot of fun. No, I'm teasing. So that's certainly a smart timeout taken there by Hamilton.
As we ignore Matt Mellinger's fake attempt at emotion here.
3rd and about 2. So if they can come up with a big stop there and force them to either attempt a field goal or go for it, they could get the ball back.
And information from Ron, that's their last timeout.
So no, never mind. Here it is, first down in the ball game. And that's a good timeout there taken by Coach Jim Ward. Willows will take their timeout.
And they have one timeout remaining.
One timeout remaining.
But it looks like they would only use it sparingly here.
I'd like to remind everybody, after the final minute of the game, please stay where you're put for the award presentation.
And so, as we see here, we're waiting for there's just a lot of, even though it's a hushed crowd here, but there is still electricity here, and you can just feel the tension. You can cut it with a knife here.
So who's your player of the game? Or do you think we might be able to find one here with 1:45 to go?
I would say either Esparza, but I'd have to say either one of their running backs, Bateman. Yeah, I'd have to say Bateman.
And there's a first down that should just about do it. Oh, excuse me, they stopped the play. They stopped the clock to move the chains. So first down for the Honkers at about the 23, 24-yard line.
And so it's heart-wrenching to lose a game of this caliber by 1 point. But, they fought hard, and, like I said before, that missed extra point is going to come back to bite him here. And it's kind of unnerving for that to happen. But anything can happen on this play, unless they're going to kneel.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to get a delay game penalty.
At this point, it doesn't really matter.
It does stop the clock, but, we might be seeing a kneel down here because Hamilton has no timeouts left, and so we'll have to see. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. And so we're going to see him kneel here. Minute 10 left to go, and so they're going to run the clock out.
So second down with a minute to go.
And so it's very surreal out here. It was so loud all night, and it is just quieted down to mumbles as fans are leaving the stadium right
Certainly
now.
The host, Hamilton Brave faithful, are not too happy. But, hey, second place. It's an accomplishment on its own,
Yeah, and it was a lot of hard work to get to the championship game here. And even though it didn't work out for them, they can bring something into the next year and try to build their momentum for the playoff run then. Mm-hmm. And so, so big ups to the Hamilton City Braves, but Willows will hold on here as it's going to as the time is going to expire here. We just have about 10 seconds left to go, and so Willows will win.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Willows Honkers are the repeating Division III champions. And what a great night for all the fans that came out from Willows. They are the Division III champions on the eve of Thanksgiving. What a fun day it's going to be for them tomorrow. Hamilton played themselves a great game, too. Unfortunately, they had some penalties that went wrong for their side. What do you think about the player of the game?
And I have to say, I picked Jeffrey Bateman. He was definitely doing it on both sides of the ball, and he had a real hard nose for the, he really drove that Willows offense, and it's a lot to win by 1 point. It was actually a kicker's point, so these teams are pretty evenly matched. But Bateman's
the entire game.
Right, and Bateman's going to come up big here, and so. And so, I believe he's going to be our player of the game, and yeah, I mean, what more can I say about it? He's led his team to victory. He, and Willows as a team kept the penalties down to a minimum, and like I said, it's over.
If I had to pick a player of the game, I would pick Austin Burbank of the Hamilton High. Had that nice return, certainly, and a touchdown here tonight, so did a fantastic job. And they are getting set now for the trophy ceremony, and that'll just about do it for us here on PlayOnSports.com. The Willows Honkers are the Division III champions. Matt Mellinger and Frank D'Arienzo wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
And don't forget Ron Borges, our producer, as well.
That'll do it for us here, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving.
one match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.